In this video, we are going to talk about this auto hat heat press right here. I'm going to show you how it works. We're going to make a couple projects together, and I'm going to give you my honest review on whether or not you should add this to your craft room. Hey, I'm Sarah, you're watching Creative Ramblings. Today we are going to do a review of this right here. This is the HTVRONT A300 Auto Hat Heat Press. This is a automatic press for hats. So in this video, we are going to go over the features, kind of talk about how this works. Then we're going to talk about the blanks that it works with, so what type of hats, and then all the different materials, so what you can press onto these hats. We'll create a couple projects together, and I'll share my recommendations and help you figure out if this is right for you. So this is my first automatic hat press. I have had a manual one that I have used and I have shared videos with before. I really liked it. HTVRONT in general makes great heat presses. I have a whole bunch and they all have very similar interfaces. They all work very well. So I had a manual hat press and recently I got this one. I've been using it for a little while. Thought it was time to do a review so I can show you how this works and let you know my thoughts on this machine. Let's start by talking about what this comes with. So when you open up the box, you are going to get this machine right here. I've got a power cord that's already plugged in. You are going to get a second heat plate or a platen right here. I'll talk about that in a minute. And you're going to get a little envelope that's got some safety guidelines in here, and it has a QR code so you can access the manual if you want to take a look at it. You do also get a heat-proof glove. Everything up here gets very hot, so you definitely want to wear gloves. I will tell you, when I first got this out of the box, this was pushed up against the top here and I couldn't open it. You should be able to do this. And I was struggling with it for a little bit and I decided just to plug it in and turn it on. And sure enough, as soon as I turned it on, it unlocked and I was able to move it. So if you get this out of the box and you're wondering what's going on, just plug it in, turn it on, it'll be fine. So this is roughly 10 pounds, pretty lightweight. However, there are suction feet on here, so I really can't move this around unless I pull it off the bottom. That is a great but very simple safety feature. So when I'm working with something really hot, this isn't sliding all over my workplace. But pretty small footprint on here. The way that this works is you push it backwards and you put your hat on this plate right here. This is the part that heats up. So we put our hat on here, it heats up, we close it, we hit the button, it automatically presses. We've got really good pressure in here, up to 176 pounds, which is a lot of pressure. And when you want something pressed evenly and smoothly with no gaps and you want it to be permanent, the pressure is what helps. On this heat plate up here, we have some nice even heating that goes all the way down to the sides, whereas if you are using like a flat heat press, it's very difficult to get it all the way around on those curved surfaces. So we like nice even heating on a curved surface. Let's talk about these two different platens right here. So the heat is only on top, there's no heat here. I can pull this up and I have two. So between these two, you can press really any size hat, from a child's hat to an adult's hat, baseball cap to a bucket hat, a lot of different things that you can press with this. So I'm going to switch it out to this longer one here. The way that this works, I'm going to turn it here so you can see. I am going to pull it down like this, and then I take my hat, and if there is a little band in the hat here, we want to pull this up so we can get a really good press on both sides of the fabric. I'm going to pull it over, and there is a little piece right here that moves up and down. You can see it moving on the back there, and if I turn it, maybe we'll turn it this way. Let's go this way. You can see it moving up and down. This helps hold that hat in place. So if I push the handle down, the metal part goes up. Then when I push the handle up, it really pulls that hat on there. So I have a super flat surface. So when I put my HTV or sublimation or patch or whatever on here and then bring it up, I am going to get such a great tight connection that's going to be permanent and hold up really, really well. Let's talk about this interface here. I am going to turn it on. If you have ever owned an HTVRONT product before, this is pretty similar. So you are going to be able to set some memory here. So you can set it to always go to the same temperature and the same time. So if you're batch producing a whole bunch of the same hat, it'll just always go to that. Right now, it's going to heat up to the temperature and the time that I had for my last project, which was an HTV project. If I want to change this, I can hit the temperature button right here, and I can adjust the temperature. Same with time. I can adjust the time. So this will go up to about 410 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 999 seconds. So you have a lot of ways to customize this. I have it in Fahrenheit right now. You can also do it in Celsius. When you get this little envelope, there is a QR code again to go to the manual. In that manual or on the HTVRONT website, they do have a list of suggested settings for some different materials. When you have a hat like this, there are a lot of different ways you can customize this. So this is cotton. So we can put HTV on here that you've cut with your Cricut machine. We could also put DTF transfers on this. You can also do iron-on patches. So I've got a whole bunch of little iron-on patches that we're going to use here in a minute. If you have a hat that is made of polyester, so sometimes you can get a bucket hat like this that's maybe made of a polyester material, it's kind of moisture wicking, you can add sublimation to a hat like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can customize hats, and this press is going to work with all of them. You just need to set the appropriate time and temperature for each different material that you're using. First project we're going to do, I have a white plain bucket hat here, and I have a whole bunch of cute little iron-on patches, and we're just going to iron them all around and make something really fun and colorful. Now, I'm not too worried about the specific placement on here. I'm just going to make sure they're evenly placed. So the first thing I want to do is get this hat really secure on my machine. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. Now on the hat, there's going to be this little extra piece here, this extra piece of fabric. I think it might be called a sweatband. I'm going to pull that up a little bit so I can get there's nothing blocking the heat. And then we just take this handle, push it into place. Look at how well that just pulls down there. So I've got my little piece. I'm going to stick it on there. Then the next thing I want to do is cover it with Teflon. This does not come with Teflon. I have a bunch of different sheets. You can actually order these from HTVRONT. I just cut off a piece that fits on here. This is going to protect the top of my patch. Let's put that there so you can see it. So then I just bring this up over it and hit the start button. A whole lot of pressure. It's going to press it really, really well and just open up when it's done. Pull it back, pull the Teflon off, and I've got one on there. Now this is going to be hot, so I'm going to wear this glove here. I've got my first one, and now we're going to do it again. So we're just going to slide it over and add a few more. There we go. Cute little hat with some fruit patches on it. Oftentimes these iron-on patches require so much pressure if you're using an iron or like a mini heat press. I really like with this, I get even pressure for every single one of these, so these are not coming off. I recently made this hat with 2 different colors of HTV, both glitter and then a matte color, using this auto heat press. So let me share my thoughts with you on this press. Like I said at the beginning, I have never had an auto hat press before. I own a whole bunch of other heat presses from HTVRONT, so I love the auto feature when you're using a flat press or a tumbler press or even a phone case press. The idea that you can just type in your settings, push a button, and it does it for you is so nice. You should never walk away from a heat press, but if you need to be working on something over here, this just does the job for you, frees up your hands to do that other project. So I really like the auto feature in this. I also like that it's really intuitive, both the buttons that you need to use right here, super self-explanatory, but this little thing here that stretches your hat out, the two different sized plates, it just makes it so you can work with any type of hat and either HTV, sublimation, DTF, or even patches. It can do all kinds of hats for you. I like that the footprint is relatively small. So this fits on the top of my bookshelf, and those suction feet again on there are really quite nice. Whether I'm working with it or I put it away, it's not going anywhere. Nice small footprint for storage. I can pull it out and work on my desk. And of course, it's budget friendly because every heat press from HTVRONT is ideal for crafters and it fits in our budgets. If you find yourself doing hats often, whether you're creating them for teams or companies or organizations, or you just want to do a few hats here and there, this is going to be your friend and you're going to like it. So my goal of this video was to give you a good overview and review of this machine, show you how it works, and help you figure out if this might be right for you. If you have any other questions or something I didn't cover, let me know down in the comments. While you're down there in the description, I do have this linked. You can go take a look at the most up-to-date deals that are going on HTVRONT, and I also have a discount code down there for you. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm here every week with new videos helping you move forward in your creative journey. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.